Sam Jones-Collins, and today I will be presenting my informative speech for the public speaking class at Clark State Community College. My topic will be social media's impact on elections. So, can anybody tell me, I'm sure a lot of us have used these applications or even seen them, but can anybody tell me kind of what they all have in common?
Social media.
Correct, they are all social media. It is this new phenomenon that we're all watching take place, and it has shaped and changed our lifestyle and culture in countless ways. One area that I find particularly interesting is its impact on presidential elections. In the following minutes, I will be discussing just exactly what social media is, some of the positive impacts it has had on presidential elections, as well as some of the negative impacts it has had on presidential elections. So, to first begin understanding these impacts, we must understand what exactly social media is. When we talk about social media, we are generally referring to any application, website, or network that allows its users to share instantly content worldwide by way of the internet. So whether you are commenting on a post, sharing an opinion, or uploading 100 pictures of your cat, you are engaging in social media. It came about in the early 2000s with the widespread use of internet and chat rooms. By 2005, websites like MySpace and LinkedIn became mainstream staples. Next came websites like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, as we can see pictured above in this demographic provided by digitaltrends.com. Now, today, the majority of us all have internet at the end of our fingertips by way of smartphones. And because of this, according to Statista.com, more than 2.3 billion people actively participate in social media. Now, what does this all mean for elections? We have all these people liking, commenting, and sharing information, and what this means is we have this new platform for campaigns and candidates to share their ideas, messages, and videos. I'm sure we've all seen it recently on Facebook and Twitter with sponsored ads and videos telling us which candidate is the best or who to vote for. They are usually accompanied by a link or a button that allows us to instantly donate to that campaign within a matter of seconds. These are things that have allowed candidates such as Bernie Sanders and Ron Paul to break records as far as campaign contributions. Another thing that this allows for is the collection of data. With all this liking, commenting, and sharing, these companies are taking this data in and selling it to these campaigns. What these campaigns do with it is better formulate strategies as far as what they see is working and what they see is not working. So now that I've discussed with you guys what exactly social media is and some of the positive implications it can have on elections, I would like to discuss some of the negative impacts it can have on presidential elections. The first being that there's a lot of misinformation being spread around. It kind of brings back to that old saying that we've all heard before, that you cannot believe everything you read on the internet. And I think that's something to keep in mind when engaging in social media in regards to these presidential elections. The next thing that I find can be somewhat of a negative impact is cyberbullying and trolling. What we see is we have a lot of people who are very passionate about their particular candidate, and they're going online in chat rooms and Facebook pages, and they're trolling or cyberbullying supporters of other candidates. This is particularly true with the Bernie brothers that we see in this current presidential election. And in my opinion, it's just something that's kind of unclassy. Presidential elections are supposed to be fairly classy events, and this kind of bullying is just not necessary. Finally, I think the last impact that social media has had negatively upon these presidential campaigns is the fact that what we say and do on the internet exists forever. And this is something that these candidates need to keep in mind when out on the campaign trail presenting their ideas and messages. The fact is that what we say and do will be online forever, and so like I said, these candidates need to keep that in mind as far as being consistent with their message. So now that I've discussed with you what exactly social media is, the positive impacts it can have on presidential elections, and the negative impacts it can have on presidential elections, I would like to end in the fact that I think it's important for us all to consider this information, especially when we go to vote next November for the next president. So I appreciate you guys all listening, and does anybody have any questions? All right, well, thank you for your time.